What? Excuse me? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new video over here on the channel by the name of LeaIsChill. Today, I wanted to start this video on this screen, so if you have not heard the announcement, Tokyo Ghoul Dark War is officially ending on April 30th, 2021, with every single social media and website going down as of May 7th. And so we've kind of started the clock on the last Tokyo Ghoul game that's out there. And today I wanted to try and celebrate the game by going into it. We'll take a look at everything and see why the game died for ourselves. And we'll just start simply by hitting start. Now the reason I started there is because this is the first screen you see when you open Tokyo Ghoul Dark War. Important announcement. This isn't even related to the actual closure of the game, by the way. This came out 2 years ago. Dear players, due to copyright contract related reasons, we will stop publishing our game in the App Store and Google Play in countries other than the US, Canada, UK, New Zealand, Ireland, and Australia. Any other players can run the game normally, but you may not be able to update. You should probably use QApp, is basically what they're saying. So this game was pulled down from every EU app store, a bunch of Asian countries, because they didn't have the copyrights already inside those places to keep on publishing this game. They also never added the Tokyo Ghoul Re characters after the anime came out. So that's already something that kind of nails in the coffin from moment one. But they did have some very interesting characters inside the game, like the seasonals, the Hinami Christmas or the Rize Yukata. And they had a lot of cool SSRs that were actually, I want to say, higher quality in terms of the models themselves than Rebirth, just because there weren't any seasonals that were special inside Rebirth. We didn't have a Juzo Halloween with a full 3D model like this. This is a really cool concept in general. And so Dark War did have aspects that were genuinely engaging, and they had a really cool Arima Yukata, of which no other game would end up doing. The only issue is it was damn near impossible to get these characters unless you participated in the game almost constantly, so there weren't a lot of reasons why regular players would get these unless they were really going hard for it. And they were usually released inside draws like this, but you could only get 12 shards of them at a time, and so you would end up having to do a lot of pulls to get them, or do the festivals that were separate events to get their shards there. Very, very slow shard-based system. Other than that, we can see here, it still says anniversary on the right side. That has been there since, I want to say, April 2019? March 2019? It's been 2 years since they added this anniversary tab inside here. It basically replaced the event tab in the game for the entire lifespan of the game after Hafukuja Kaneki dropped. And they've never had anniversary events inside here, even when the anniversary actually was happening. They used to have shops inside here. You could buy certain 5-star characters, but they've now released that and just given up on that entirely. Wow, the actual VIP discount bonus ends December 31st, but the game will end on April 31st, so very interesting. Aside from that, we'll do a gameplay here in a second of some game modes inside the game. One last thing I want to talk about here is this upgrade system. They added an extra system where you could upgrade any SR in the game to SSR, which sounded really cool on paper, and then never released the awakening materials for 90% of the units inside here. So you never actually got the chance to work on them or prioritize the characters you wanted because there was no way to get this awakening material. Some characters were released to not even have those awakening materials inside it. So Juzo SSR existed, but most of them needs them. So Corona, Koriui, Hinami, which is one of the best SSR or SRs in the game, I would want to get to SSR. Kaneki also had one. Toka also had one. So most of the characters I would personally want to get to SSR in the first place, didn't even have the ability to do so. Next up, let's go ahead and head over to, you know what? I actually don't really want to do any of these. Daily events are okay. Let's do one training center to show off what was part of like the main dailies. Here, I want to play as Toka Kaneki. Shinohara Proto, why not? But this was a like tower defense game mode that actually would have been one of the cooler ones to... We're fighting level 17. I'm just gonna auto that. Never mind. So this game was like a beat-em-up style RPG played from the back of the characters that typically you wanted to use like one support, one DPS, one tank to try and beat enemies. It won't matter inside here because they're level 17. But out of all the game modes, I think this is the one that had the most potential for like actual advancements or like any kind of future whatsoever. War Age had a game mode like this that was probably the most active PvP game mode out there, which was another Tokyo Ghoul game that played very similarly to this, but better. That was a CN game only. So, yeah, it's very sad to see for sure. Kaneki's out here just bopping and weaving though. I do wonder where they got the foundation of these game modes from in the first place though. Because I doubt that these are things they thought of themselves. I imagine this is probably like the base like game modes they put in most of their games. Because I think that Slugfest, Naruto Slugfest, GameStompa's new game, has like a lot of very, very similar game modes to the point where it feels like almost like a close to copy and paste of this game. I don't know. I don't like how it looks. I'd say uglier. But I'll take that. Thank you kindly, video game. Oh, hey. My HDMI keeps on disconnecting. Whoopsie poopsie. It's okay. Next up, a couple more things I want to go through, but I want to talk about real-time battle next. So, additionally, in a game like this, something that could be used for longevity is game modes where you can personally queue up and fight other people's teams to be able to compare your powers and start to really work on it. Now, you can see here, my name is not on the list for the seasonal point thing. And there's only 3 people that have gotten over 12 points on this actual event. And in total, there are 6 people who are even able to get a game on this game mode in the first place. So they never released the 2v2 game mode, which was announced 2 years ago or so. It still says coming soon. And this deathmatch is a game mode that I have not gotten a fight in almost 2 years. Because you're forced to go up against people that are close to your own power, you kind of get stuck on this infinite loading for basically forever. It says estimated time 1:27. I have sat here for 10 plus minutes at a time, up to 30 at one point, and not gotten a single game to fight someone else in to showcase characters. And so this is one of those big reasons why Dark War didn't really make it all that well. Even the game modes that should be the high end of the game just weren't even functioning to the point that the developers wanted them to in the first place. Also had a point shop, which was basically useless. I mean, if I was higher on the actual seasonal thing, I could buy items that were worth it from it. But you have to get up to Challenger in the first place, which you cannot do if you can't play the game mode. So that's been stuck there for a long time. Next up, let's talk about Team Challenge. So this is another game mode they released at the same time as Real-Time Battle, which was another way of expanding on the co-op features inside the game, which is very, very cool. Never dropped Group Fight, because Group Fight is still coming soon to this day. They had a full concept for it as well. So clearly they had this like ready in some kind of way to go. Magic Immune Heroes, by the way. Since when does this game have magic inside it? It's almost like this was copy-pasted from Clone summoner heroes join the battle. You know about that, like, summoner war game? It's okay. They wouldn't do that. Here. So this is the battle point game mode. Let's go ahead and do just a tiny little showcase of this game mode. It'll queue me up with 2 other people. I kind of want to play Shinohara Arata, actually, because he's glitched on this game mode, actually. So even when he's not 5-star, he's able to automatically and freely get his cooldowns back on his skill 3, no matter what. So, we're loading in, perfect. Will my teammates move? Because in this game mode, there's an error where they'll queue you up with 2 NPCs of which do not move whatsoever. And if that does happen, we will have to carry this ourselves with the best of our abilities. You can tell by the way I'm talking about this, I'm just gonna... Yep, they're not moving. Okay, so we're gonna be alone here. It's okay, because Shinohara Arata is glitched so that he can spam... Oh, he's actually stuck doing it constantly now. I'm just gonna keep on hitting it. Why not? So yeah, this is what this game mode is. Shinohara Arata is supposed to have a ability where at 5-star where he gets his cooldowns back for free on kill. But that's only whenever he's 5-star. He's currently 4-star for me, so this is actually not intentional. But the other 2 teammates are supposed to be moving to help me out with beating these enemies wave by wave. And so because they can't, you kind of have to rely on glitches like this to be able to even get to the point where you get what you need to. Oh yeah, this Kaneki also has a passive where he'll pre-revive and stand for a few seconds. So that is kind of a pain in the ass for this character. It's okay. We're still rocking on through this. Doing the damage we need to. Just kill the Amori. This game was definitely one of the ones that I really was hopeful for and really prayed that it was going to be something of high quality. And just over time, they have lost so much, even in the foundation of how the game was built in the first place, and their player base that used to play it reliably. Oh, I actually can't move anymore, by the way. After you die, you just have to watch your teammates just stand there and get hit the entire time. But I was really hopeful, and I think what they really needed inside this game was just to have new content releasing that were engaging events that actually furthered any kind of agenda for the game and moved them towards anything. Like their values in creating a good game would have been something to help move forward to, or move closer to. But instead, it got stuck in the same way it was, and only released characters for 3 years straight. This game mode came out 2 years ago, and has been glitched ever since. And so, with everything like that, when you look at the game as a whole, you can see that there's so many things that are kind of broken and not really worth playing inside the game as well. If the developers aren't willing to put in that effort, why should you, right? And it's really sad, you know? Like, Tokyo Ghoul is a franchise that has gotten so many games that have just gotten shafted. Also, I was gonna do some polls on this banner here, but apparently it's glitched so that you actually can't pull full versions of these gold SSRs. So this banner is basically just get like a bunch of SRs for free and nothing else. So I'm not even gonna try and do those summons right now. We'll see if I get like another banner to come out that we can pull on. After all this time, I want to love this game, and I want to love the foundation they gave us. And so I want to say thank you to Game Samba and the developers for putting in the effort in the first place. And I want to ask them where they even were after the first year of the game, you know? Like, were you working on other games? Were you working on other projects? Someday we'll have a Game Samba tell-all that'll tell us what was going on behind the scenes. Because I feel like we're missing a lot of the story. And the story definitely involves getting sued in some kind of way by Bandai Namco, I want to say. Just because the copyright-related reasons thing is not something that typically happens in random games. And in the end, we only have speculation, right? We don't have anything to guarantee or it even was for now. So for now, I want to say thank you for watching. The Diamond top-up actually hasn't closed, even though it was announced on the Facebook page to be doing so. Here, let's actually pull it on screen. Tokyo Ghoul Dark War cease operation notice. Dear players, we're sorry to inform you Dark War will cease operations on April 30th, 2021. Thank you for consistent support and love of Tokyo Ghoul Dark War. This game has been successful because of you. Yeah, because you didn't put any work into it. You've given us so much support, encouragement, and valuable suggestions since the beginning. I've been trying. We believe you have made friends and had fun playing Tokyo Ghoul Dark War. I did join a community that I think was genuinely enjoyable, and I do appreciate that a lot. And I don't think Dark War was the reason for that. Thank you again for the love and support. Since Tokyo Ghoul will be closed soon, pay attention to the following. April 2nd, they'll be closing the game from the App Store and Google Store and shutting down the top-up, which should have happened already, but apparently I can already buy stuff for some reason. It's like, I don't know, 4 AM PDT right now. It's on the 2nd. Cat, you want out? Sure, go. Sorry, my cat wanted out of my room. April 30th, at exactly midnight, Tokyo Ghoul Dark War servers will officially shut down. Then on the 7th of May, they'll also be shutting down the websites, social medias, and all of that. We're grateful for your continued support. There are other hot games available from Game Samba that will be available on our website. If you want to choose any other games for our website, we'll pay you back by operating games professionally and offering good services. What? Excuse me? We will pay you back by operating games professionally and offering good services, like you did with Dark War. Listen, Game Samba, I'll be real with you. Your name is going to live in infamy because of what you did to Dark War, and I hope you accept that. Because I'm not playing Slugfest whatsoever with this shitty-ass system, and you shouldn't either. And I hope in the future Tokyo Ghoul gets another game that isn't operated by them. In the end, we're finally left with one picture of Toka bowing to us. And that's it. The end of a journey that we all kind of wandered down. I'm kind of curious if I could actually hit like the buy button here, but I probably shouldn't. I kind of want to try it, but I know it probably isn't going to work out, so I'm not going to do it. Thank you for watching this whole series, honestly. Dark War is the game that I probably posted the most of along the way, and I think like 90% of it was peer pressure, because everyone seemed to talk about how they wanted to see more Dark War content. I honestly think it was mostly people that just wanted to enjoy Tokyo Ghoul once more. And so I put in the effort and I tried my best, but this game just really was not it. It was not a good game. And I can say I enjoyed my time with it, because mostly of you guys. So for now, I leave you with this. Thank you for watching, everybody. I hope that in the future you will continue to join us on this path towards whatever other new gacha games drop. Maybe that CN Tokyo Ghoul game will come out someday. We're praying for it. And thank you for being here this whole time. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. I might do more Dark War videos before it closes officially. And thank you for watching. See you later, everybody. I'll see you on the next one.